if you were here last night, I'd really love it if you guys would drop your name, how far along you are, and where you're from, because I want to see where everyone is from as well. Okay, I've lost my screen. Hi. We are going to talk. So someone asked me, so if you guys have a question, there is actually a button that you can push a question. And at the very end, I'm going to answer as many as I can. We'll have about 15 minutes before I have to hop on Zoom with my VIP mamas so that we can do some birth planning together on Zoom face to face. If you haven't joined VIP, it was supposed to go up from 27 to 67 last night. We have not done that yet. So if you want to join VIP, what is going on? I think one of my team members has joined via, all right, Ashley or Allison, you got to use your own account this time, ladies. You can't come on mine. There we go. She figured it out. Hello, Teresa. Let me go to the top. I want to say hi to everyone. Okay, so Laura was not able to print the form. One of my team will help you. Is there really such thing as too much caffeine? So they say more than 300 to 500 milligrams, I believe. Hi, Kim, 27 weeks from Maryland. And Allie is from Arizona, and she's 31 weeks. Taylor's 27 weeks from New York. Okay, Alexandra is wired up. She was here last night. Let's see, Alex, 28 weeks, excited, was here last night from Kansas, but you live in Georgia. Where are you in Georgia? I'm so interested to find out. Let me turn off my phone and tell my children that I am teaching. Okay, Adelina, you're from Tennessee. What part of Tennessee? I'm in Tennessee. Samantha is 29 weeks. Susan is 22 weeks from Austin. I love Austin. Okay, so Zoom user, I don't know your name, but you're 8 weeks. Diana is 24 weeks, the Bay Area. Oh my gosh, I did so many travel assignments in the Bay Area. I did Walnut Creek. I did Hayward. I did San Francisco. I'm from Kingston, Ontario. I'm 7.5 weeks. Oh, congratulations. You're so early. Sarah is 37 weeks from New York. Caitlin, hello from Oklahoma. Hello from Maryland. 30 weeks with twin boys. Oh my God, we love when we get twin mamas around here. Rema is 20 weeks from Ontario. Sabahat, I hope I'm saying that right. 38 weeks. I don't want to butcher your name. Carolina is from Miami. I worked in Hollywood and I also worked in Coconut Creek. And she's 28 weeks pregnant. 34 weeks from Texas is Sarah. Kayla is 37 weeks in Ohio. Teresa, 35 weeks with my second girl. Dorit is 22 weeks. You were here last night, I believe. Taylor, 34 weeks, Arizona. 27 weeks with twins in Georgia. Whitney, 2 twin mamas. 25 weeks from Arizona. Hi, Adriana and your husband, Robert. We're so happy you guys are here. And Adriana is a VIP. So we get to meet her tonight face to face. Anna from LA. I loved working in LA. I did travel assignments in Harbor City and in Torrance, several in Torrance. That's where I got pregnant with Grayson. Okay, Sam, almost 24 weeks from DC, first time mom, 27 weeks from Riverdale, Georgia. Wow, that's so close. Chelsea, 36 weeks in North Carolina. She's from Prospect. Was that the one I was asking about Tennessee? Because I don't know that. I live in Nashville. Esther from Mesa, Arizona, 33 weeks. Callie from Houston. I did a travel assignment outside of Houston in Baytown, actually, after a hurricane. What hurricane was it? It was in 2009, I want to say. Paige is 14 weeks from Minnesota. Hello. Okay, you guys, I could just go on and on. Jess is from Tampa, but originally UK. I'm in Nashville, but originally from Tampa. There you go. I was born in St. Pete. Met my husband in Dunedin. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Danielle. Hello, Miss Danielle. She's one of my ladies. She's one of my students. She is trying to conceive. We're going to be celebrating this baby. Hi, Riley and Brianny. I love it. Okay, you guys, I want to just keep going through your names, but we will never get done. ever, ever. Now, I don't know what it means that someone has a raised hand, but I'm sure happy that you're here. Okay. Oh, you're an hour and a half. We need to have lunch. And you just moved from Tampa. For sure, you need to, number one, join us this week, and we need to hang out and have lunch. I love it. My daughter is 23 weeks. Okay. Okay, let me go in here. I want to make sure that I am, where is Ashley? Because I want to make sure that Ashley, I don't know if I make you a host, if that's going to actually pull you onto the screen. So I don't think I'm going to do that. But if you guys have any questions, Ashley and Allison are my two doulas. They're in the team with you because I am a labor nurse who loves doulas. And I believe your entire team should work together. Look, I was writing backwards. Now I can't erase it because I want to use my dry erase board, but you guys are seeing it backwards. So let me grab my paper towel and wipe that off so that we can use that tonight. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. You guys ready? I'm so excited. I'm going to take a drink of water. Unam is from Florida too. Got my Florida girls in the house. Ashley is a Texas lady. And I've got Allison, who is from Massachusetts. Now, Ashley's not from Texas. She went to college there and she's obsessed. All right, let me pull up my slides. Let's hope that I can do this with you guys. I'm going to share these slides, but I'm going to move you guys to the other screen and this screen to that screen. I'm just making it very complicated, but we're going to start because I am so stinking excited. So let me share these. Hopefully you guys can see this. Ashley, can you or Allison text me and let me know that you can see this? Because I want to make sure you can. So today, we're going to talk about the fear of the unknown. Oh, I see some. It's just really funny. I see thumbs going up my screen. So weird. Okay. So we're going to talk about the fear of the unknown. And I have so much I could talk. I could go on and on and on, but I'm not. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, I want you guys to know that I was a labor and delivery nurse, a high-risk labor and delivery nurse. I traveled all over the country for 16 years, and I see you. I have had over 15,000 students. We have over 650,000 followers on all the platforms. And I see you. I know the things you are feeling, and I know the things that you lay awake thinking about. I know the frustrations you have and the wonders you have and all of the things. So I just want you to know, like, take a deep breath and just be like, okay, I'm here. Because we are so happy you're here. Because I know why you're here. I know the mix of emotions, the excitement. Like 1 minute you're like, yes, I can't wait to have this baby. I'm so excited. Then you're like, oh my God, I'm so afraid. Then you're like, oh, I hope I have the birth I want. And then you have this tiny little voice that is whispering, what if? And we're going to talk all about this tonight. Okay, first of all, as an online educator, I know that there is so much information coming at you, conflicting advice, and everyone wants to pipe in. So number one, I want to tell you how proud I am of you that you're here and you're seeking information from someone who is an expert in birth. Because like I told you, I have 16 years as a high-risk labor and delivery nurse, but I didn't just get my information from the hospital system and the training that the hospital provided. Thank you, Jesus. I stepped out of that and I got training and certifications in all these different areas. And I learned from home birth midwives and doulas, and I took classes and I educated myself, and I worked all over the country in the top facilities, learning that a lot of what we do in the hospital is unnecessary. And so I want to meet you where you are, and I want to grab your hand virtually and walk this journey with you. Okay, Not to mention all the stuff you have to do to get ready, because we're doing that right now in our house for my daughter. So it is a lot and it's overwhelming, and I get it. Now, I want y'all to look at this dress right here, right? Because I thought I was hot stuff. This was me about to wing my birth and rely on someone else to make the best decisions for me, because I bought into this lie that this lie that you have to let your doctor make all the decisions because they have the degrees, and your nurses because this is what they do. And maybe your mom is telling you, your mother-in-law is telling you, your sister's telling you, and you're just doubting that you can make the right decisions for you. And that was me. And I entered into my very first birth. I was winging it. I was like, yes, sir, because my doctor knew best. He told me to take the hospital class. I took the hospital class. The hospital class just reinforced everything that he told me that I had to do. And I went into my birth, and a lot of things happened that were unnecessary. I had every intervention known to man, even though for a first-time mom, I had a really fast birth. But I had an episiotomy. They used a vacuum. I had to push on my back. I had my feet up in the stirrups. And I just did everything they said without questioning it. There was a few times that I wanted to, but I was so petrified, because who was I to speak up against this educated doctor who has done all these births? And so I left that birth feeling like it had just happened to me. And I don't want that for you. These are some of my students, and I love sharing this because I want you guys to know that during Fearless Birthday Experience, we are going to cover a lot. Obviously, not everything, but we are going to cover a lot. And you, at the end of this week, are going to feel less anxious. You are going to feel less scared. So you can see some of these moms before, when they came into my world, they said, I'm scared most about not feeling in control. I'm afraid of not knowing what's going on. Right now, I'm afraid of tearing and giving into interventions because I'm afraid to stand up. I'm scared of the pain. I don't handle pain well. I'm attempting a VBAC, and I'm afraid that if something goes wrong, I will blame myself. And after joining us, right? This is after spending the week with us and after joining our full birth classes. These are what they said. 3 weeks postpartum, I did FBE, Fearless Birth Experience, back in November, and loved it. The birth of my daughter didn't go as planned, but I had the knowledge to make the right decisions. And Elizabeth, who I will tell you her story later this week because it's pretty darn powerful, she said, y'all make sure to be here all week. You won't regret it. And then so grateful for the VBAC lab and the labor positions guide. I seriously wish I had this with my first two. Thank you so much, Trish. My mindset about the birth process after most definitely shifted. And that's what I want for you guys, okay? I want you guys. I have seen it in thousands of women at the bedside as a labor nurse, and I felt it myself as a mom of 7. And I know what that feels like. So I'm going to make 2 promises to you guys. I have 2 promises for you this week. Number 1, if you attend these classes, or if you can attend live and you watch the replays, I want you to commit to watching the 30 to 35-minute classes, because I promise you that I will change the way you think about your upcoming birth. I don't care if it's a C-section, a VBAC, a vaginal delivery, an induction. I promise you. I promise this with all guarantees that I will change the way you view birth starting tonight. But we're going to build on that each day of the week. Now, my second promise to you is that I can't teach you everything you need to know in 30 minutes 5 times this week. So at the end of this week, well, actually on Wednesday, I am going to let you know about some ways in which we can work hand in hand with you, with me and my team, and we can help you have your very best birth. So 2 promises. 1, you're going to leave this week feeling so much different about birth. And 2, you're going to leave this week knowing how you can work with us so that we can come alongside you. We're not just a buy a birth class and see ya. We are a family. And I make that promise to you. Number one, you're not alone in this. No more. You are in my world now. And you're safe here with me. I promise that. I promise you can hand this into my hands and we'll hold it with you. And tonight, we're starting by flipping the fear. And I'm going to talk to you about why we have to do that. Now, birth is a natural process. I want you guys to say that out loud in your house. Birth is a natural process. It is not a medical event. It is a natural process. And this is the foundation of everything I stand on. Your body was made to birth this baby. Okay, if you stay till the end, my love language is gift giving. So I have a beautiful gift for you guys. I'll give you a code word and you can shoot that word to me on Instagram and we will send you your gift. All right. What if the scariest part of labor wasn't the pain, but it's the unknown? Do you think that's even possible? What if the scariest part of labor isn't the pain, but it's the unknown? Fear is just a feeling, okay? Or is not just a feeling. It actually is a hormone shift that can stall and stop your labor. So I want you guys to really hear me right now. This is why this is the most important thing I can do with you if you decide to work with me, is help you work through the fear and flip it so that you don't slow your labor down and you don't stop your labor and end up in the operating room. So when you feel fear, your body activates your fight or flight, which is cortisol and adrenaline. And when that happens, it actually pushes down the oxytocin and slows down your labor. But I can promise you as a 16-year labor nurse that nobody in your labor room is going to be like, oh my goodness, we need to make her feel safe. We need to make her feel better. We need to make sure we're not scaring her because we're probably causing this. They're going to blame it on everything else. They're going to blame it on your hips, on your pelvis, on you. And then they're going to take you back to the OR when your labor doesn't follow the tick-tock clock. Okay. So here's the thing about fear. Our brains do not know the difference between a real threat that's actually going to hurt us and a perceived threat. So our brain doesn't know, like, are we being chased by a tiger? Or are we being threatened by an a-hole doctor, right? So when you feel scared or unsafe in labor, like maybe a doctor rushes in and they're speaking medical jargon, or a nurse says something like, I'm going to check you now, when you were like, I don't want to be checked. Or she says something alarming that scares you, or you feel judged, or you don't understand like what the heck is happening, or you feel exposed and not respected or vulnerable. Maybe we've got the bright lights. I call them the lights of God. Or maybe there's people running in and out of your room with unfamiliar faces, which is ludicrous when you have your vagina out, right? Or unexpected interventions that no one taught you about. All of that is the same as if you were a mama bear in the wild and she's in labor and a lion comes to attack her. She goes into fight or flight, and her body, which is created perfectly just like yours, increases the adrenaline, decreases the oxytocin, slows down, stops the labor so she can protect herself and her cub. Your body does the same thing because your brain's alarm system, which is the amygdala, says danger, danger. And it doesn't know if you're safe. It just knows it's scared. And then you flip into this fight or flight mode. And this is why you need to be here. This is why you need to stick with us, because we want to teach you how to flip that. Because when your body releases adrenaline and goes into the fight or flight mode, here's what happens. Your heart races, right? Your muscles get tight. Your blood flows away from the central part of your body, away from your core to your arms and legs, so you can either fight like mad or run like hell. During labor, where do we need our blood to go? We need it to go to the uterus. Have you ever like played in a sport or went on a run and your muscles start cramping? It's because it's not getting enough blood and oxygen. So if your uterus is not getting the blood it needs and your muscles are tensing, hello, your uterus is a muscle, you're going to feel more pain. So your labor slows down, it stops. Your body thinks this is not a safe space for me to have this baby. Your body thinks just like mama bear and pauses labor or stops it until the perceived danger or the danger is gone. But I can tell you right now, in 16 years as a high-risk labor nurse, I have never, ever had a doctor or a midwife or anyone say, now maybe I have had a few midwives that have created more of a calm space, but most of the time they're going to take you back to the OR because they just don't know how to think out of the box. They're surgeons, right? Tension builds, pain increases, and birth feels harder. And yes, this is being recorded. Okay, so, and then what happens? Failure to progress, and you're off to a C-section. 1 out of 10 of you will end up in failure to progress and a primary C-section or a secondary C-section because you don't go in adequately educated to understand this and scared to speak up. That's why we're covering that this week as well. Because not on my watch, ladies. Your mind, your thoughts, they matter. What you're telling yourself, your body will follow. So I want to pop into the chat. I want to hear from you guys. What are some of the thoughts that you've been having? If you've been thinking thoughts like, oh my gosh, what if I can't push? I'm so out of shape. Or what if I don't know when to get to the hospital and I'm freaking out? What if I can't handle the pain? What if I don't know how to ask for help, or I don't know how to speak up to my doctor, or what if my labor is horrible and the pain is just so horrible? You can manifest that in your actions and your body. And Victoria's saying, I'm scared, or I don't know how to breathe through it. Yes. So instead, what do we do when we have these what ifs? The what ifs we can flip and fill with knowledge and understanding. And that is the answer to the fear of unknown. You guys don't even need to stay to the end of the class. I just told you. No, don't do that. We are going to talk about that, Claudia. We're going to talk about that on Thursday and Friday. Exactly. We're going to talk about the fear of something bad happening and how to handle that and how to know when is it appropriate to do an intervention and when is it not. And on Friday, we're going to talk about like the fear of speaking up, and I'm going to give you some hospital insider secrets. You have to flip what you're telling yourself right now. You are the only one who gets to do that. Now, I understand maybe you took a hospital birth class, and I can tell you from being asked to teach them, that is not adequate. Or maybe you took a class that didn't give you support or access like mine do to me and to doulas, right? And you're like, what if I'm not completely ready? Well, let's flip that script. You want a calm birth that you love, right? I want every one of you, if what you want is a calm birth that you leave being like, oh my God, I loved my birth. I want you to type, I choose calm over fear. Yes, Danielle. Yes, girl, you better. Danielle's going to be spending so much time with me. She comes to my hangouts. I love it. Yes, look at this. Ashley and Allison, will you take pictures of all that so I can have a picture of that to post? Here's the thing, you guys. I want every one of you right now to take a picture of the screen, and I want you to post it to your stories, and I want you to tag at labor.nurse.mama, and I want you to show me that you are claiming a calm birth, that you're claiming your best birth. I want you to flood Instagram with it, because aren't we sick of horror stories? And aren't we sick of the BS that people post on social media? Like, we're done with that. I want you guys to flood your stories. However you want to do it, just post it and say, I choose a calm birth. You get to choose. You get to not freak out. You get to be calm. You get to understand what's happening inside of you and around you. That is your birthright. This is the one chance you get to birth this baby. And why not do everything you can to have the calm birth that you want? I'm dying over seeing all of this. You can do it on Facebook too, Victoria. Just tag me at labor.nurse.mama. We are so passionate about coming alongside you. This is why I created the birth classes the way that I did, so that it includes access to me. No one else does that. You get 3 hangouts with me on Zoom if you become one of our students. Oh, Laura, you better wait on that, girl. That is not good. Don't do it yet. Okay, so here I want to recap what fear does. And I want to ask you, I'm going to quiz you guys, okay? You get scared, and remember, your body doesn't know if it's an actual threat or a perceived threat. So maybe your nurse comes in, oh, the doctor's going to come in, they're going to put an FSC on the baby's head, and we've got to monitor this, and we've got to do this, and and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what they're talking about because I don't speak the language. That's one thing I can promise you. I teach you to understand everything I know. You can watch the replays either in the portal. So you have to go to the portal, and we're going to post the link there. So when you get afraid, your muscles tighten, you're more aware of what's going on. When you're in labor, your only job is to labor. So a calm mom, she comes into her own little cave inside her brain. But a fearful mom, she's like, what's happening? What's going on? She can't use her tools. And it works against oxytocin. And she's going to feel like the pain is worse. Now, a calm birth goes from relaxed muscles. When you are able to relax your muscles, your oxytocin increases and it opens up the path, right? I've got my little props here, right? It opens up the path for your baby to come through. You are less sensitive to the pain. So a calm mom doesn't think the pain is as bad as a scared mom. Her breathing goes slower. Her voice gets husky and sexy because that oxytocin is flowing. Whereas a scared mom gets a high-pitched voice and her labor progresses. Now, what you're really afraid of, here's the thing. No matter what you guys dropped in there, what you're really afraid of, it's the what if. It's the things you don't understand. It's all those unknowns, and they're all rooted in the fear of not knowing. This is one of my students, Sarah, and she was one of my first students back in 2020. But I love her so much because she came into my world so freaking out. She was so scared. She was scared of everything. And once she joined our calm labor community and our world, she went from these 2 a.m. spirals. She learned tools. She understood the stages of labor. She understood how to work with her body instead of against it, and everything shifted. And she said, thank you for helping me achieve my empowered birth. I got my dream birth. Okay, the unknown actually has a cure. If you don't know, if it's unknown, we need to make it known. We need to flip it to being known. The unknown cure is education. And this is our pathway, our framework. We go from confidence through experts in education, teaching you how to advocate and empower yourself, creating connections with me and the other moms. And that leads to mindset and healing that allows you to embrace your birth. Here's the deal. And I say this all the time. This is my little thing, my little mantra. If you don't know your birth options, you don't have any. Let that land for just a second. If you go into your labor room and you take like a basic, I call them a basic B class, a basic birth class. You take a basic B class and you walk into the labor room. You've not been educated to understand everything a labor nurse knows. You're going to go in there. They're going to offer you all these options. You have no idea what they're talking about because most birth classes do not educate you on these. And then someone else is going to be the one who decides for you because you're going to be too scared to decide for yourself. So if you don't know your birth options, you don't have any. Now, women who take evidence-based birth classes, they use less pain medication, they avoid more interventions, and they report feeling happier about their birth. And they have a higher chance of vaginal delivery. Like that in itself is so powerful. And this is why most of you guys can join our birth classes using your FSA, your HSA, or we can help you get reimbursed by your insurance, because insurance, they want to do what? They want to save money. They're not particularly caring about your birth. They're caring about their pocket. And if you are having less pain medications, less interventions, and a vaginal delivery, because it's a lot cheaper than a C-section, then you just cost them a lot less money. If you're ready to stop guessing and start preparing like the real way, the right way, the evidence-based way, type yes in the chat. I want to see the chat flooded with yeses. There you go. Y'all are action takers. I love it. All right, Ashley, Allison, get some pictures for me. I want to see it. I love it. I'm going to do a screenshot too. Let me do it too. And I'm going to post it to mine. Hold on. I'm going to post it there too, to my stories. There is nothing more powerful than a woman who takes charge of her own birth. Nothing. Do you see that? I said that and my lights flickered. Like God said, yes, that's true. Take charge of your birth. That was a little weird. Okay. Nothing more powerful than a woman who takes charge of her birth. Like, amen. All right. One of the things we have to do is we have to work on your limiting beliefs. And limiting beliefs are things that have been planting in you that makes you feel like it's true, but it's not. And it could be things like, oh man, you're really short. Like you're probably going to have a C-section, or, oh my gosh, every woman in our family has small hips, so you'll probably have a C-section too. Or you are such a wuss, you'll never be able to have an unmedicated birth. You can't even get a shot. That was me. And I had 6 unmedicated births. Having the right mindset makes you stronger. And part of my full birth classes is I walk you through your limiting beliefs, because sometimes they are so sneaky, you don't even know that they're there. Because if we can pull those limiting beliefs out and you walk into your birth without them, then nobody's going to freaking coerce you or bully you, because you have the right mindset. And when we work on the limiting beliefs before birth, and I don't care if you're a week away from delivery or 30 weeks away from delivery, we can work on your limiting beliefs and start focusing on the truth. And the truth is, no matter how many babies you've had, if you've had a bad birth, this birth is a new birth. And we're going to do it differently. And we're going to have a calm birth. You don't have to have a birth that's freaking out. Confidence isn't a feeling, it's a decision to prepare. And I did this teaching on decisions. I also am a coach for women who have online businesses. And we talked about that decision. Making a decision is to decide that you're only going to do it this way and all other paths are no longer an option. So I want you guys right now to decide that you're going to have a calm birth. Now, does that mean you're going to have a perfect birth? No. But you get to decide how you handle it. You get to decide how prepared you walk into your birth. You get to decide like how confident you are based on what you know. It's not a feeling, it's a choice. And I can't like, yes, having the top line of the stroller is amazing, but leaving your birth with trauma is not. And so I'm going to be just super blunt right now. Investing in your birth and getting the right education is the most important thing you can do for you and that baby and for your partner. Because I've seen a partner who's sitting on the sideline and the birth is going to hell and there's so much trauma, and your partner is left over there watching it and processing it all on their own. And I don't want that for any of you guys. Yes, Jordan. Yes, I'm looking. I want pictures of these. Take some screenshots for me, you guys. So I'm going to share with you guys the foundation of everything I do. This is my framework, the calm and confident birth framework. Confidence isn't a feeling, right? So there's 3 parts of being prepared for your birth. And you can't have one without the other 2 because it doesn't work. It has to be combined. So I could bring you into my birth classes and I could teach you all the logistics of birth. I can teach you the stages of labor, and I can teach you how to do this and how to do that, and all of the things you need to know, how to understand the hospital system, which I will. I'll teach you from your doctor's appointments to triage, to labor and delivery, to postpartum, exactly how to navigate it. But let's just say I teach you all those things, but I don't help you with what you're telling yourself, and I don't give you mindset strategies or tools to be able to apply it. Then that knowledge means nothing, because knowledge that's not used is not really powerful. Let's say that I give you the knowledge and the mindset strategies, but you're scared poopless to speak up and you're scared to make decisions. That's not going to work either. So that's why, on top of joining our birth classes, you also get to hang out with me on Zoom 3 times a month and with my team, so that we can help you put it all together to get into the ideal state. Okay, I want you guys to make a commitment to me, because I know y'all, I know you pregnant ladies, you're going to start strong at the beginning of the week. And then by Wednesday, you're going to be like, I don't feel like showing up. I want you to commit right now that you're going to show up every day this week. All in. All right, there you are. I want to see all 130 of you guys. Listen, we had 1,000 and something women sign up for this, but you know who's committed? You guys. Out of 1,000 women, 128 of you. Now, I know there's a lot of you in other countries and you're watching the replay. I'm going to say yes to you too. I want you guys to commit to, I want you to drop it in the portal. If you're not here live, I commit to watching all the replays. Yes, Alayla said, my husband and I are down. Oh, and Sarah said, Justin, she will be here unless the babies try to escape. All right. I've seen all these commitments. I'm holding y'all to it. I better see you guys every night this week. And if you're a VIP, we're going to see you afterwards. Okay, so I want to ask you, like, what path are you on right now? Here's the path I don't want you on. Fear leads to tension, leads to more pain, leads to panic, right? More interventions. But we're going to flip that. Calm leads to safety, leads to flow, which means your oxytocin flowing, your body's working, and baby is moving down into the pelvis and out the body. That leads to progress. And that leads to you feeling like a boss and feeling empowered. Okay, so this is Emily. She said, I signed up because I wanted a birth course I could control the pace of online. Woo. And I love Trish's stance on birth and being prepared for anything. I'm a preparer and organizer, and the Calm Labor Confident Birth course has been perfect for absorbing. And she love the happy hours. That is what my VIP mamas are going to get to do tonight. So if you haven't joined, and you want to join the VIP, it's $27 until I end this class in a few minutes. And then it's going to $67. So you can click the link and hold it and join. Okay, you are the thermostat. You get to decide the temperature in your birth room. You set the emotional temperature before others can. I want you to take control. You're the queen. That's why I have a crown on there. And studies show that the percentage of women who considered well prepared for birth is frequently low and often below. Anybody have a guess what number it is? What percentage of women are considered well prepared for their birth? I love that you guys are guessing. 32%. Now, these are not women who didn't take classes. This just means they didn't take the right class, because not all classes are prepared equal or created equally. 32%, you guys. That means how many people are walking into birth ill prepared? This is another one of my students, Maria. She said, just want to say thank you to Trish. After taking the courses, I was well educated about my birth plan. She ended up getting induced, and throughout her labor, I was asking the right questions, and I felt like I actually owned my labor instead of being told what to do. The courses really helped me feel powerful and have a successful vaginal delivery. So how do we make that happen? You flip the script. So tonight, this is the tool. Oh, I have another one here. I didn't know she was in here. This is one of my students' second baby. She was so excited. I love this picture of her husband because they got to the hospital and you can see she didn't even get to get undressed. She's totally like had the baby 3 times, got there, baby was born like 30 minutes later. Okay, I want you guys to share with me, what was your biggest aha moment oh, wait a minute. I didn't even teach you. So flipping the script, this is the tool I want to teach you tonight. When you start having those negative thoughts, I want you to out loud say stop. So if you're like, oh my gosh, what if I lose control and can't handle the pain? Stop. And I want you to flip it and say, I can handle the pain. My body is powerful. I can handle the pain. What if you're like, I'm so afraid of having a C-section? Flip the script. Stop. I am not going to have a C-section. I want you to learn how to flip the script. And we're going to talk more about this in the VIP hangout. Okay, share with me, like, what was your biggest takeaway tonight? I want to hear. Yes, fear can pause and slow down your labor. Your body is meant for this. I can and I will. Yes, ma'am. Give me some more as we go on. I want to see you guys dropping your biggest aha moment for tonight so I can see it. That helps me refine the classes. And, you know, biggest takeaway, oxytocin. Yes, we want the love hormone flowing. Knowledge is power. Fear and tension slows down your labor. None of us want to slow labor, do we? No. All right. Again, if you want to join the VIP, you can go to labornursemama.com/VIP or click the link that Ashley put in the chat. You get all 5 recordings for a lifetime, plus a bonus workshop and 3 birth planning sessions with me tonight, Wednesday night, and Friday night. We're going to jump on at 7:15 in about 35 minutes so we can all eat dinner and come back. Come in your pajamas. Come relax. Y'all will see I'm going to change into my pajamas, and I've got scrubs on right now. Perceived danger is absorbed by body as real danger. Yes. Okay, so here's your code word. Ashley said she's already in her PJs. I think I noticed that earlier, Ashley. No, you don't have to be a VIP to watch the replays, only to come to the live birth planning sessions. We have 3 of them this week, and you get the replays for a lifetime if you're a VIP. If you're not a VIP, they're going away this weekend. Okay, so I want you to send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook with the word empower. And when you do that, you're going to get a gift. We're going to send you a gift. And we're also going to send you a puzzle piece for the week. Okay? And we have a little prize at the end of the week for whoever can guess the puzzle. Jenny said VIP will definitely help you guys see how things are in the community. Yes, Paige, you should have immediately gotten a welcome email and also access to the VIP portal inside of GoCollab or online portal.labornursemama.com, and you'll have your VIP Zoom link. If you don't have it, send me an email, info@labornursemama.com, and we'll get it to you. Or post in the community and let us know what email you used to sign up. Okay, you guys, let me stop sharing. Let me pull you guys over here and let me see if we have a few questions. We've got a few minutes for questions. So we've got 4. Sarah said, my unknown is what delivering twins vaginally in the OR looks like. I've asked my doc, but they're so vague. I know it's hospital specific, but delivering in the OR gives me such anxiety because my first birth was an urgent C-section. I've already had a successful unmedicated VBAC, almost birthed him on the toilet. I love it. But this twin delivery has me thrown for a loop. So anything you can tell me about your experiences would be fantastic. So basically, when we do the delivery in the OR for twins, We normally will labor you almost to complete in your labor room. And then we will roll you to the OR. You're usually on your labor bed. There is a bit of a team in there, but you can ask them to play music. You can ask them to dim the lights, and you can try to make it like a birthing suite as much as possible. How can we get the replays? They're in the portal. In the hospital setting, when you fail to progress, is that due to a timeline that you're on when you get to the hospital? Or could it be because the baby's in stress and needs to come out? So if the baby is in distress, that is different than labor not progressing. So that is a totally different diagnosis. If the baby is not in stress, why are women expected to progress on their timeline? Girl, that is the $1 million question. I don't know, but my students don't follow that. Some labor is longer than, yes, we're all different. We should not have to follow some man's clock. What should we do if we don't have Facebook or Instagram? Nicole, are you on? Let me see. Ashley, can you go to Nicole is probably on YouTube and send her, wait, if you're not on Facebook or Instagram, then send us an email and we'll hook you up with the gift. First of all, I'm so freaking proud of you for not having social media. And Nicole, if you're a VIP, I can give it to you tonight at the VIP hangout too. How can GD and an induction could probably affect my chances of VBAC? No, we don't need to. Number one, Damon, you do not need to be induced just because of gestational diabetes. I really don't want an induction. I hope you're a VBAC, or I hope that you join the birth classes this week, because I will totally help you navigate this. This is so frustrating. For those of you who are going for a VBAC, that means you want to have a vaginal birth after a C-section. We have an actual class, an entire course called the VBAC Lab, that if you join this week, you get the entire bundle with everything. And we also do once a month VBAC specific pregnancy hangouts. Why are OBs against water births in the hospital? Because of the liabilities, that's why, but not all hospitals are. Okay, you guys, I am gonna hop off and have dinner with my family. I love you guys. I adore you guys. You're so powerful. Now you guys all committed to coming tomorrow night. So I will see you tomorrow night. I'll see you again. Have a good night. You're welcome, Kimberly. Thank you. Yes, see us in the portals.